Ariana Danilovich with Hollywood Portfolio, and we're here at Digital Hollywood Spring 2012 with Don Daglow of Daglow Entertainment. He'll tell us a little bit about his amazing company.
So what we do is we are game designers and game producers in the social, online, and console space. So we develop the games that people end up playing. So in the last few years in particular, we've been focused on online games, social games, games people play through Facebook, games people play through their mobile phones. And we in particular are thinking about how can we achieve closer connections between players? How can we make people feel like they're not only connecting with the game, but they're connecting with each other as well at the same time.
So creating a social community from the gaming experience.
And I think a lot of it is creating a social community, and it's also a sense of shared purpose. It's trying to do something together. So it's not only linking people together in terms of talking to each other, but it's also we may need each other in order to do something in the game.
So it's not Mafia Wars, it's a Mafia Wars with a purpose.
I think for us, we're seeing it as, if at the end of the day you've not only played the game and had fun, but you also felt like you did something that was worth doing. That's an especially important thing.
So are the games in some way socially enhancing to our society?
I think that very often when we try explicitly to do games that have a very clear social message, I think a lot of times we lose focus on the game and the experience. So I actually, personally in my designs, I prefer to have that be an undertone. So there's an old phrase when in theater that says, don't tell them, show them. And so instead of saying, hey, these are the values, this is what we're trying to do, if it speaks to the game by itself, that works great. You don't have to proclaim it as, okay, this is the thing about being good with the game.
That's wonderful. So you're here at Digital Hollywood speaking this morning and maybe attending some panels. What else is really exciting that you find that's going on in the marketplace right now?
I think that we're in an era when traditional media, the game world that I come from, and this idea of interactive, which is the coming together of these two approaches, we're in a very exciting and innovative era here because people are accustomed to being diverted by games, but they're not necessarily accustomed to being touched emotionally. People are accustomed to having an emotional link with a television show or a film, but they may not be interactive with it. How do we take that feeling of emotional connection to characters and situations we get from television and cinema, and combine that with that connection feeling we get from games? That's very exciting. I think a lot of people are in pursuit of that idea.
Well, that's the holy grail. If we look at something like The Voice and the fact that people are not just voting for their favorites, but tweeting about them and trying to get everyone else in a game-like way to engage with their point of view. That's very, I would say, probably the primitive way of where you're going with all of your, starting with the game side.
And I think, I think it's like ancient explorers where there was this great desert in between great countries. What happens is once you get into the desert from all sides, you start to discover it isn't all desert. There are oases in there, and there are fabulous new places to be found.
And that's where we are with this interactivity surrounding television. Fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing those views with us, because that's kind of the way the conference is going this spring. I think the focus is on what's going to happen with television and film and that business's interactivity as we go forward, and then merging with games.